Hello, athletes. Welcome and thank you for tuning into the Coach Katie Danger podcast, recorded live from Omaha, Nebraska. I'm your host, Coach Katie Danger, U.S. Army veteran, fitness coach, and founder of Red H Nutrition. Here's a fact for you. 99% of us are not elite athletes. We're individuals from all backgrounds, juggling life's priorities, including jobs, our families, their needs, and trying to find time to take care of ourselves. Every single week when you tune in, I'll be discussing clear, concise, and actionable strategies you can use to get the most from your fitness, nutrition, and mindset so you can optimize your life without compromising your time. So athletes, settle in and get comfortable. I'm here to educate, inspire, empower, and entertain you to help you enjoy the unique fitness journey that you are on. Hey, athletes, what is up? It is Coach Katie Danger, and we are in episode number 79. Episode number 79. Can you guys believe that? I remember when I started this. So I was looking back on my calendar here, and the very first episode we recorded was on December 5th, 2019. December 5th, 2019. So we are coming up on almost 2 years of podcast episodes. I took a brief hiatus during COVID a little bit, just because life was interesting, to say the least. But I just want to say thank you so much for sticking around with me for 79 episodes. I hope that you found value. I hope that you found some education, some inspiration, and some empowerment. So you've been able to amplify your results. You've been able to have greater fitness results and enjoy the journey just a little bit more with some of the advice and tidbits you've picked up along the way. So just a quick shout out to you, my listeners, my athletes. I love you and I appreciate you. And I hope you're here for another 79 episodes. So episode number 79, I'm going to be talking about good foods versus bad foods. But before we get into that, I thought I'd give you a little bit of update of what we got going on over here with Coach Katie Danger Training and then Red H Nutrition. I have brought on 2 new assistant coaches for my training programs. So we're really growing in terms of the number of clients we have. And what I found is I've been very overwhelmed lately. And I want to continue to provide the same high quality, attentive, in-depth service that I have been doing. It's just as I continue to add more clients and athletes, it becomes more difficult. So I knew I've got to bring on some coaches. And I'm very excited because I have 2 wonderful people. I've got Skylar Wickhorst. She is a Red H Nutrition athlete, but she's got multiple personal training certifications. So she's a great fit. And then I'm bringing on Rebecca Campbell. And Rebecca Campbell is local, so she's also here in Omaha. Skylar's up in Connecticut. Rebecca is a cycle bar instructor, and I've known her for almost 2 years now, so she is also a great fit. She's got plenty of personal training experience as well. So they really bring a lot to the table. They bring different perspectives, and the foundation philosophy of everything that we do here with the Coach Katie Danger training philosophy is elevating perspectives, not trying to fit a circle into a square. It's knowing that everybody is unique and not cut from the same cloth. And in knowing that, we need to provide high-level service. We need to be around as close to 24/7 as we can for our people, because life is dynamic and things happen and plans change, and we have to be here. We have to be available and here. And by adding those 2 wonderful women to the coaching staff, we're really adding so much more value to the clients that sign on with us. And that includes both our 30-day challenges and our 90-day metabolic amplification formula. So if you want to get on the fun and you are looking to make some serious changes in your life once and for all with customized workouts, customized training, full accountability, and a head coach and assistant coach assigned to you specifically, you got to set up your health and fitness assessment. And you can do that. It's free. The assessment is free. I learn about you. I learn what makes you tick. What do you want to do with your life and your fitness and what matters to you? We dive deep. And in order to do that, you got to set up your health and fitness assessment. And you can do that at metabolicamplificationformula.com or go to coachkatiedanger.com. There is plenty of buttons on my homepage where you can set up and schedule your free health and fitness assessment. So that's with the training. That's with the coaching programs. We got that going on. I brought in 2 new assistant coaches. And then with Red H Nutrition, the supplement side of the business, 2 new products. We just released our immunity vitamin. If you have not checked that out yet, it is a must. We're coming up on flu and cold season. We're still struggling in a pandemic. It only makes sense to fortify yourself in any way that you possibly can. So check that out. Immunity Plus, it's an immunity vitamin. And then we're also bringing out a fish oil. Finally, I have always wanted to bring out a fish oil, but I have not been able to find a manufacturer who can source wild caught fish that's non-GMO, that's free of heavy metals, and that is high quality and pure. And finally, I found it. We found it and we're releasing it. I'm hoping within the next 2 weeks we have it out. So continue to check back to redhnutrition.com. You can even get yourself on the pre-sale list for in-stock notifications because we always do pre-order specials. And if you're on the list, you can always get in on those deals. So as you can see or hear, I've shared a lot of stuff that's been going on in the training world, in the coaching world, and then in the actual product-based side of the world business with Red H Nutrition. So I've been busy over here, and I hope you've been good too. I don't want labels, how we label things to, I guess, overcomplicate the way you think you need to eat, live, and ultimately reach your goals. And what I'm getting at with this is the good foods versus bad foods. I would say one of the most common questions I get when it comes to health and fitness is usually in the nutrition aspect. And it's always, is this food good for me? Is this food bad for me? And the funny part is, like, there's no good foods and there's no bad foods. I like to relate this to when we talk about dogs, people will say there's no bad dogs, right? Like a dog might do something to hurt another person. We're like, oh, the dog isn't bad. It's how it was trained, right? Like a dog isn't bad. It's the label we put on it. I mean, that's kind of the way that food is. There are no bad foods out there. It's the labels that we put on them. It's the same as saying, oh, this is healthy or this is unhealthy. But when we look at that, we're like, for somebody who's eating keto, butter and oils might be a good choice, but fruit and leafy greens are generally, limited very heavily in keto. Then we talk about a vegan. So somebody who's vegan, they're going to love their Beyond Meat and their meat alternative options. They're going to love to have their greens. They're going to love to have their fruit. But when it comes to organic farm raised meat, chicken, beef, venison, and things like that, it's like, oh, no, I can't have that, right? Now, this is where the labels are interesting because it's depending on where you're coming from. Depending on what you're listening to me say right now, you're like, well, organic farm raised meat doesn't get any better than that. But if you say that to a vegan, they're like, well, I can't have that. According to mine, it's a bad food. And it's not a bad food. But you see where I'm getting at, right? And then let's talk about paleo. So if you're somebody who follows the paleo lifestyle, you love to have your organic farm raised meats. But contrary to what a keto person, they're like, no, I can't have any oils. I can't have any processed foods or butters. That's not what I can do because I'm following paleo. So it depends on what you are doing and what your goals are. Like, that's what it's all about. And we try so hard, I think, to like overcomplicate things and get too detailed. And then it gets so confusing and we throw our hands up and we're like, screw this. I don't even know what to do anymore. It seems like everywhere you look, there's one article that says one thing, contradicts another article. And you're like, well, what actually is right for me? Now, here's the deal. All of these can work for you. It just depends on what right lifestyle is for you. Like, what are you trying to accomplish? Are you a performance-based athlete? Are you trying to lose weight? Are you trying to gain muscle? Do you have food allergies or concerns, right? Like if you've got food intolerances, there legitimately are foods that are not going to be optimal for you. Now, that doesn't make the food bad. For example, a lot of people can't have dairy. A lot of people have adverse reactions to eggs. But an egg in and of itself, if you look at the nutritional content of an egg, it is extremely healthy. It's great fats. It's got lots of vitamins and minerals in the yolk. It's a great source of protein. So when you look at it from that perspective, right, it's a good food. I mean, see, there I go again, using the word good. It seems like it's an optimal food. But if you're allergic to eggs or eggs make you phlegmy or they inflame you, not the best choice for you. So I've got a checklist for you. And I think that this tiny checklist, this 3-point checklist, is going to help you make a choice for you that is most optimal for you. So here you go. Number one, I want you to ask these questions. Are you doing it because you want to do it or because you want the results the food is going to give you? Number two, before you follow any advice, that includes my advice, that includes any gurus or social media influencers, before you follow any specific diet, I want you to find out if that person you're interested in following or this specific diet, have they been able to follow it for at least 6 months? And then if they have been able to do this, if this is something that they call a lifestyle, do you want to live the similar lifestyle as them? Can you live the similar lifestyle as them? Can you commit to it at every holiday, work event, vacation for the next 5 years? Because ultimately, if you're going to go from, let's just say you're sitting on the couch right now, you haven't made the best choices with your life, and you know you got to make a change. Okay, you know you got to do something different. You got a little extra belly, you don't like it. Maybe your thighs are a little too thick. Ladies, maybe your hips are a little too curvy, you don't like it. Whatever it is, if you're at a point where you don't want to and you're like, I got to make a change, don't just dive into keto because. Don't just become a vegan because. Don't just say I'm going to go paleo because, or just say I'm going to do carnivore because everybody else is doing it. You have to ask yourself if you really want to do it, or if you just want the results that you think it's going to give you. And this matters because the results don't necessarily happen overnight. And if it's hard, if it throws you out of your loop, if it completely throws your world upside down and takes your lifestyle and changes it completely, like you can't do it during the holidays, you can't do it during work, it doesn't fit into your family's lifestyle. Maybe you want to do keto and your wife's like, well, I'm the one who cooks, I don't even like doing this. It's going to cause some clashes, right? So you got to ask yourself these questions because it will help you quickly sift and sort whether or not it is right for you. There is no such thing as healthy or unhealthy. There is no such thing as a good or a bad food. There are foods that work for you, and there are foods that aren't going to work for you. But you got to know why you're doing it, what results you think it's going to give you. And before you hop on any other guru's big idea or big advice or amazing diet that has helped them accomplish X, Y, or Z, ask yourself if you can really live the same lifestyle they are. And then, probably try to read through the lines because a lot of stuff that's done on the internet is simply done for the internet and for attention. Hey, I know, and you know, that I talk a lot about using supplements on your fitness journey and reaching your full potential. How I believe they're integral pieces of the puzzle to reaching your best self and best fitness results. But do you know how supplements fit into your plan? Do you know what to take for your goals and how much of a supplement you should take? If you've ever had any of those questions and you want to know how supplements can work for you and your goals, go to yourfitnesssupplements.com and take the free 3-point personalized supplement assessment. And with just a few questions, you'll have a complete personalized supplement recommendation in less than 60 seconds. You'll know more about how supplements fit into your fitness goals, what's safe, and what's effective and perfect for you. So type in yourfitnesssupplements.com in your internet browser, take the free assessment, and get on the fast track to your best fitness results. Labels here are the real enemy. Like putting labels on things like, oh, this is good or this is bad. I actually did an Instagram reel a couple days ago. So if you don't follow me on Instagram yet, now's a great time to go. You can go to @CoachKatieDanger, all one word, @CoachKatieDanger. But an Instagram reel, and it was good foods versus bad foods, because I always get this question with my clients. They'll say, well, I don't think I'm eating right based on my body type, or I don't think I'm eating the right foods for my goals. And it's because we're overcomplicated things. It's because we've logged online, we've checked our social media, we might have Googled some things, maybe we're subscribed to a few, health and wellness newsletters in our email inbox, and we keep getting all this contradictory information. So our mind, we want this information, but we don't know how to sift and sort it. So we just look at labels and we cut things out, or we bring things in and we don't really know why we're doing it. But we just really want to make these changes. We want to feel good in our body. We want to look good. We want to be confident. I mean, I know at the end of the day, everybody, when you take your clothes off and you're naked, if you've ever looked at yourself in the mirror naked, you want to be able to see something that you're proud of. You want to be able to see something that you like, that makes you feel good about yourself. And food generally can help us get there, right? Like we know we need food. We know that going on crash diets isn't the way to reach our goals. We do have to eat food and we do have to have a plan in order to get whatever result we want. But at the same time, I don't want you to just say everything's bad or everything's good, because there are so many different ways to get from point A to point B. And if you can, start just thinking in terms of optimal or the end result that you're looking for, right? Instead of putting labels on everything. There are communities full of people who would tell you that carnivore is the right way to go. They're literally telling you that only eating animal meat products is the best way to reach your goals. And then you go to another part of Google, and there are people who say, no, you can never eat meat ever again. You must go vegan. That is the way to the promised land. That is the fountain of youth. I mean, how the hell do you find the middle ground between those two? I'll tell you how. If you are trying to live the best life possible, optimal conditions lie somewhere in the middle, right? living at the ends of extremes is always going to get you into an extreme situation in your lifestyle. If you do have concerns about certain foods, whether you have an intolerance or an allergy, that is something that you legitimately have to take into consideration. But as far as the food itself, food isn't born and it's morally wrong. A food isn't brought into existence and it's morally good. A food is just a food. It is energy. It is a way to potentially get you what you want from point A to point B. But it is not good. It is not bad. So what I'm here to help you with is that those little checklists that I gave you, are you doing it because you want to do it? Has the person that suggested this to you, followed the program for at least 6 months? And if so, is this something that you can legitimately put into your lifestyle and make it work during vacations, during work events, during holiday parties? Because if it's difficult to do such things, it might not be the most optimal plan for you. So labels be damned. Just look at a food for what it is and ask yourself, is this going to give me the energy that I need, depending on what your goal is? Now, a great thing that you should do if you're very confused about this is hire a coach, like for real. I mean, I know that I'm obviously trying to pump myself up here, but when I talk about food, I really say one size never fits all. Like when I put a meal plan together, we dive in really deep. I have clients who eat the majority of their meals being plant-based. I have clients who eat the majority of their meals that's high fat. And I have clients who eat high protein diets. But that's because we are working within the parameters of their lifestyle and what can actually work for them based on their goals. So there's a few different facets that come to play, right? Like we have goals, we have foods they like and they dislike. We have how can this fit into the context of their life? Do they have a family they need to consider? They have other people involved in their meal planning, who buys their groceries, budget concerns. That's obviously something too. So if you're interested, I really do want to push you towards the health and fitness assessment. I would love to learn more about you and what challenges you're facing, because you may have challenges right now. You may not know what to eat. Do you eat meat? Do you eat eggs? Do you eat plants? Is the kale salad the best choice for you? Can you still have your Starbucks? Can you still have white bread? I am here to help you navigate those questions now and in the future. So that is where my 90-day coaching program is going to be crucial for you. If this checklist I gave you is just still a little too daunting for you, schedule that health and fitness assessment. It's free. This is what I'm here to do, to help guide you, direct you, and be your leader, give you the plan so you can then work the plan. MetabolicAmplificationFormula.com. A lot of people are getting some awesome results. And, it's not an all or nothing approach. It should never be an all or nothing approach. A wide variety of diets are out there. And generally, it's taking pieces from all of those and then putting your puzzle together so it fits for you. It's not an exact science. It takes communication back and forth. There's going to be challenges because life is dynamic. But at the end of the day, the food you eat should fuel you. The food you eat should be enjoyable. We are humans, and food was meant to be enjoyed. Food is meant to be fuel, and food is also fun. So if you have any concerns about what you're eating right now, the free health and fitness assessment is exactly the next step that you need to take so you can gain some clarity on where you want to go with your goals and make sure you're on the right track. And then potentially you and we can work together hand in hand and we can really amplify those results that you want. So the next step, you guys, is MetabolicAmplificationFormula.com. Schedule that health and fitness assessment. So overall, what you got to get from this episode is knowing that there are no good foods and there are no bad foods, because it all depends. So do make sure you go over to my Instagram page at Coach Katie Danger and check out that reel. It's just a fun little 15-second entertaining way for me to basically discuss what I've discussed in 18, 20 minutes with you. There are no good foods. There are no bad foods. It all just depends. And thank you for joining me again. This is episode number 79. I can't believe we're in episode number 79. Every time I say it, I'm just like, oh my gosh, can't believe we've come this far. If you ever have any topics you'd like me to dive further into, or potentially topics that you're interested in hearing more about, I might have already done it. So send me an email, katie@coachkatiedanger.com. But for now, this is the conclusion of episode number 79, good foods versus bad foods. And hint, hint, there aren't any good foods and there aren't any bad foods. There are just foods that work better for you than others. So athletes, like I always end everything, I want you to remember that you matter and you deserve the results you want. But in order to get those results, you do have to put in the work. You do have to make investments like time, like money, and like energy. All of those things have to come into play if you really want to reach your goals. And if you cannot invest your time, your energy, or perhaps money, then you might not be ready to make the changes that you say you're ready to make. So dive deep with yourself. Ask yourself those tough questions. If you're ready, I'm here for you. I am here for you. But in the meantime, believe in yourself, trust the process, enjoy the journey, and whatever you do, don't ever, ever, ever quit. The only way that you will never reach your goals is if you quit. So don't ever quit on yourself. In the meantime, athletes, it's been a pleasure. This is Coach Katie Danger with episode number 79, and we will chat again very soon. But until then, over and out.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.